Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor at the Tenkars Tavern blog. So, by the way, link on the bottom of the screen, tenkars-tavern.games/RQ for the RuneQuest bundle. Is like a day and a half left, maybe less, as I record this. For $1, you get the RuneQuest starter set. Even if you have nothing else you want to get, snag that. There's a classic Pathfinder bundle, 74 PDFs, third-party PDFs, $25. And there is also Starfinder 2E playtest bundle or something like that up there. I'll look at it later. So, why do I have this sexy figure of an American in Finland, James Raggi, up on the screen? Well, I speak to James fairly frequently, although we haven't spoken, I don't think, more than maybe once since North Texas. James has been busy. And now I know why he has been busy. And by the way, I want to point out something to those of you who are going to see this and go, oh, why did James do that? There's 148 likes on his video and 4 thumbs down. Yes, I know. I can see that. You probably can't, but I can see the dislikes on the video. And I think we're going to listen to James for a little bit, see what the announcement is about. He recorded this before he left for Gen Con. It dropped pretty much at the beginning of Gen Con. I think it's worthwhile. I think it's very interesting and newsworthy. So let's listen to James.
And at Gen Con, we'll be passing out free catalogs that include a new adventure, The Night Fortress by Zak Smith.
Yes, folks, Zak Smith.
Yeah. Now, I know there are going to be questions.
And I'm sure there are going to be questions. There's a lot of people that are going to have questions. Like, why? Why would you actually want to work with one of the most talented adventure writers the hobby has ever seen? Personality-wise, my opinion, Zak is a pretty shitty individual. My own personal interactions, I've never had a good one with him. To say that I wouldn't piss on the man if he was on fire is not just an understatement. It's probably my Zak Smith line that I go to all the time because it's true. All right? Red and Pleasant Land is one of the best adventures, easily top 5 ever seen in a hobby since the beginning of adventures being published in what? 1975? So in 50 years, Zak has at least one of the top 5 adventures. He also has shit like Vornheim, which I know some people love. I think it's a piece of shit. I don't like it. It's overrated. But that's the whole thing, right? This is all about opinions. But Zak, and we're not going to go into the whole video here from James. I'm going to definitely link it. You should watch it and listen to it. It's less than 8 minutes long. When this went down with Zak, and I was getting pressure to label Zak certain things, my argument was not only has he never been convicted of any of these accusations, he's never been criminally charged with these accusations. Civil court is not a criminal court. Preponderance of the evidence in civil court means, yeah, we kind of believe you more than we believe the other side. Whereas in the criminal court, it's beyond a reasonable doubt, where it becomes, well, short of monkeys flying out of my ass, this is pretty much what happened. We never had criminal charges filed against Zak. And I know. Well, you're a fucking cop. That's what Zak used to refer to me as, a fucking cop. That fucking cop. Yes. But that fucking cop understands how the law works. And it isn't really that hard to say if you've never been criminally charged with something, let alone convicted of something, you can't accuse somebody of being it. It's pretty easy. James actually goes on and says, when this all went down, he actually spoke with an attorney, spoke with his attorney as to how he should address it. And listen, we hadn't, when I say we, the community, we hadn't seen the facts. We didn't see the court testimony or the depositions or any of that. All you had that we saw facing the general populace was a he said, she said. Now, not even going to go into the believe all women deal because there were women on both sides. So if you're going to go even by that argument, you couldn't because, and Zach has, probably well deserved, a very dedicated team of haters. Fairly large, I guess you would say. And why is that? Because the people that hate Zach believed that he was one of them until he wasn't. And when that happened, it's like a lover scorned. All right? You see this happening often. You were on the inside, now you're on the outside. You were an ally, now you're an enemy because there's no middle ground. And that's what happened. So I understand why James made his initial decision because there was so much blacklisting or blackballing of Zach and those that worked with him. And I know there were people that refused to work with James because he had Zach as a creator that worked for him. But here's the reality. I've seen it. I've experienced it. If you cave in to the demands of an angry mob, and I'm not pointing fingers in either direction, but if you cave into the demands of an angry mob, they don't like you because you cave in. They just remember the fact that they had to get angry at you. So even if you comply with their demands, you will always be on their shit list. So I am happy to see that Zak Smith's work is going to be in print again. It should be. Whether or not he is a vile individual is up to the individual to decide, right? But the work that he writes, the work that he draws, that's also up for the individual to decide. Nobody's going to force anybody to make purchases from Lamentations only because Zach wrote it, but I will certainly wait to hear some reviews, unbiased reviews. I would like to see reviews from people that think Zach is a piece of shit and think that Zach's ass smells like butterflies and rainbows. And I want to see their honest opinions on his latest work. James goes on to say that there's more work in the pipeline, but this is being given out at Gen Con. I guess one of those few reasons to actually say, wow, I guess I would have liked to be in a Gen Con. I would have preferred to pick up that catalog than the Player's Handbook for 2024. But that's enough of what I think. What do you think? I'm sure there are going to be people in the comments going, Zach should be dead and buried. That's an honest opinion. But what about his work? What about his creations? Okay. What about his creations? Today's going to be a busy day. By the way, live stream at 8 o'clock. I will be live streaming with Tom and Don from 8 to 9. They may go on longer, but I've got to do a Discord hangout. Be safe, be well, God bless, roll those dice, roll them well. I'll be back again tonight. Later, folks.